Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Eating While Broke. I'm your host, Colleen Witt, and today we have the original KD in the building. And no, I am not talking about Kevin Durant. I'm talking about K.D Aubert's in the building. How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm so excited to have you here. I'm a huge fan. I had seen KD out at an event for Lunel.
Yes.
And I whispered to my friend and I said, Dorian, that's KD, man. We got to get KD on the show. And you were so approachable and so sweet. And so I'm happy we finally worked it out to have you here.
Plus, I love to cook.
Yes. That was one of the first things you told me. You were like, oh, yeah, cooking? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So what do you have us eating today?
So today, what this is, I call this the fake it till you make it chicken breast. Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, using an eggplant, you're actually able to, if you cut it the right way, you can feed like up to 5 or 6 people.
Really?
Yeah, and then you figure an eggplant, you can get an eggplant for like less than $2.
Yeah.
At the grocery store, and it's a healthy alternative too. So.
I'm so curious how you have a fake it to make it in an eggplant. Like, does it give the same nutritional value, kind of, or no?
I'm sure it. I mean, I'm a lover of vegetables, and I always try to add like a healthier element to my food. So, I mean, I would say that it's probably a little more healthier, than a chicken breast. People think that you think protein, you think only meat.
Yeah.
But you can get protein from vegetables too. So who knows? I mean, I haven't done the calculations on that, but.
So what ingredients do you have?
So today I have 1 eggplant. I have 3 eggs. There's some Progresso breadcrumbs, Italian style, some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and there's some olive oil. And with this, you can either use olive oil or cooking oil. Okay. It tends to fry better with cooking oil.
So the difference between olive oil, I hate to be that person, but what is the difference between olive oil and cooking oil?
Olive oil is actually something you're not even really supposed to cook. You're not supposed to it's something more for like on top of salads or,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I mean, people cook with it too.
Okay.
It just has a heavier weight.
Okay.
Cooking
so you can't like fry in it.
You can fry in it. It's going to give you a different type of cooking oil will give you more of a fluffier, crispy kind of thing. This is just a little heavier. That's all.
Okay. Are we going to destroy the dish?
No, we won't destroy it because we're going to make it work.
We're going to make it work. Okay.
So yeah, this is really awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming. And you were broke at some point, correct?
Well, yeah, in the beginning of my career, when I decided that college wasn't going to work, I had to make a decision, and I chose this career and this journey. And I tell people sometimes when you move to LA with your dreams and your passions and things like that, no matter how planned you are, no matter how much of a budget you have set aside, housing, everything set up, it's almost like, and I'm sure it's like this with anything you're seeking in life, but you're always just going to have those moments, and those moments are what pretty much make,
like make or break you or something?
They make or break you, they give you the character, they give you the tough skin, and they just give you moments where it makes you want to fight harder and push harder. So
yeah. Okay. Well, let's get to cooking. What do you need first?
So
here, I'll stand to the side too.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to stand from my reach. So we're gonna start with the cutting board, right? Can I put this here?
Yes.
I'm gonna move that plate over there. So you have your eggplant, which has been washed off and all that good stuff. And so at the top of the eggplant where it was connected to the stem, you just want to remove that. So you can just cut that off. And sometimes I cut it at an angle just because if I want to have some type of shape on the end. But today it's not really an issue. So we're just going to take the top off of there. So what I like to do is just kind of like lay it flat on like its flattest side or whatever. Usually they're really all round, so it's either here nor there. But or you can stand it up, right? So what happens is how many people do you want to feed? Let's make up a number.
Well, we're just feeding us.
Right.
Just 2.
Okay. So.
And then if it's really good, maybe does the crew want to try this? Oh, okay. Well, yes, we'll make it for 3.
Yeah, perfect. So here's the seeds I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
They're really, really small. You know what I mean? You can't really
And you can eat the seeds?
You can eat the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
So we're just going to make these. So you just cut all the way down. And you see how thick that is?
Yeah.
See, that's your fake chicken breast.
Wow.
Right. And so also this dish really works well if you're trying to recreate like a chicken parmesan.
Oh, I love chicken parmesan.
Yeah, so this would be like a perfect substitute for that. So we're going to cut one more. See, now this, because I'm going a little bit thicker for 3 people, but so far we've kind of got enough for.
Yeah, let's go for it, because someone else I'm sure is going to be, I want to try it.
Yeah.
When I say it's good, they all come out from the behind and they're like, let me try it.
Right. So you see, we have like.
We got enough to feed a little family here.
Right. Now I could have made this one like a little bit like thinner, right? But this one too, you can use these as well. It's kind of like the end of the bread. You know how there's the butt at the end of the bread? Some people are with it, some people aren't. But
I save it for my husband.
Right. And so you can also cut this off.
Oh, okay.
That will give it the same type of feel. And I believe it'll kind of cook better because sometimes the skin takes a while.
Okay.
It takes longer to cook. So now we have all of our pieces. So next what we're going to do is we're going to grab our bowl, right? And
here, I'll move mine. I'll move this. I'll be your little assistant.
Thanks, my sous chef.
Yes.
So we have a bowl here. So you take your eggs. I mean, depending on how many pieces, because if you had 2 eggplants, 1, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how much you add of your egg. So we're going to just crack an egg.
Nice.
Dump it in the bowl and grab
if you want, you can use this bowl. I'll just move these eggs. Are you only using 1 egg for this? Or 2?
I'm going to use all 3.
Okay.
But, again, it's like you really just can't go wrong with, let's get this little piece of shell out of here. You can't go wrong. I mean, I could make it work with, let's just say 2 eggs.
Okay.
To be safe. Because see how that is right here? And then it's fairly thin. But if you don't have a lot of money and you only have like 1 egg, you can stretch it.
You can make it work.
But it would be tough because this is what's going to make the Italian breadcrumbs stick.
Okay.
So it's like the more, the better. These eggs are shelling on me. Okay.
It's fine. We can have shell in our life.
No.
No? So you ate this when you were broke, or what was going on where you're coming up with this amazing fake version of meat?
Right. So, it was just like when you just are at that point in your life where you just want to get creative and healthy and save money. And let me wipe my hands. Can I use this?
Yes.
It's not
You
bad.
can use whatever is here. Oh, we also have this for you if you want to use
Oh, wonderful. A towel. Thank you. Is there a trash can as well?
No, you can. Do you want to use this bowl? For
Okay,
that
I can
stuff?
use the bowl for the shells and the
extra mess.
eggplant there. Voila.
There, now you're official chef. You're cleaning up right after every.
Yeah, that's something my mom taught me when I was younger. Always clean up while you cook.
Yes.
That way, when you finish, you can just go eat.
Oh yeah, and you can put the stuff on the utensil things.
Oh, okay.
See?
I thought that was like a spoon.
No, that was these. Yeah, you got it.
Voila. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put this 3rd egg in here. Okay, so.
Did you learn this dish in France or?
Well, this was something that I had seen before, and I just wanted to try it. And then I tried it, and I really liked it. But I perfected it because before it was a flour thing.
I think I seen it on your YouTube.
Yeah.
You cooked it. No, you showed it, but you didn't show how you made it.
Was that the one I put in the oven? That was the one I put in the oven, right?
No, there was one where she cooked these flowers. or something.
Oh.
And she showed either the end, but I think you either showed the end, but you didn't know how. You showed how to make it or you showed the end. But I just remember walking away, like, but I still had more questions.
Are you sure I didn't show all of it?
Yeah, because I remember saying, or maybe you didn't show how you did it.
There was, you know what?
There was one video where you had, and it was like
that. You
it
know
was
what
like
that
a cliffhanger.
was? That's the flower from a zucchini.
Yes, you like
those are really, really popular in France, and people stuff cheese in them, and then you fry them.
I watched it.
Squash.
You had a video online.
Yeah. Oh, those were so good.
But I don't think you showed how you made it online.
I gotta go back and look now. I'll probably do them again.
If I see it, I'm gonna like DM you and say, see, this is the video that had the cliffhanger that I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Because there was something missing, and I remember being like,
I think I know what you're talking about.
But it wasn't finished, and I was like, dang. I think I wanted to see you eat it or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you watch those people that eat like seafood online?
Okay. Mogbang, bang.
Oh, is that what it is? Do you watch
bang.
that stuff? I watch that stuff.
I do, but then I want to go make my own. I'm like, they didn't do it right. No. So I put the eggs in the bowl, and then what I did was I'm gonna put so you can do this any old kind of way. You can use a bowl, you can use a plate, but what happens is you see how big these pieces are?
Yeah.
So they have to be able to fit inside of where you put your egg, and then they have to be able to fit where you put that. So that's always something to take into consideration, because this wouldn't necessarily fit in a bowl.
Oh, that size, no.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now that we have everything set up, so let me go over here and show you about this, right? The seasoning, if you get the Progresso breadcrumbs, the Italian style, they're already seasoned. But I tend to like to add a little bit more. So sometimes if you add like a little bit of black pepper, and then, and these are also things that you can add at the end. I love garlic. I use garlic a lot.
Garlic, yeah.
Yeah, and so you can also add some garlic powder in there just to season that up a little bit. So we're just gonna add that to that. And then, so as far as like salt is something that I'm gonna just sprinkle on after.
Okay.
Because when you do fry things, you lose a lot.
Okay.
You lose a lot of the seasonings and so forth. So I'm gonna just take a wooden spoon here, and I'm just gonna whisk the seasonings. Just give it a light mix. You know what I'm saying? Just so you get all your seasonings
mixed in together.
Yeah, and it's just to even it out, So once you've done that, then so we got to start the oil.
You got to get it hot, huh?
Yeah, I probably should have done that a little bit sooner, but it's totally fine.
Oh, this stove gets hot fast.
Right, so
that's the right one.
This is it? Okay, so we're gonna, and just so you know, like, I'm actually very passionate about just teaching people how to eat healthy and how you can do it where it's not expensive. Because you hear a lot of times people say they want to eat healthy, but it's too expensive. And, I'm a farmer's market girl. So, and luckily for me, in France, I have friends and family over there who work at the farmer's market, and their business is the vegetables and the fruit.
Wow.
So if you followed me on Instagram when I was there were times when I would just go and give my family like $15-$20, and I'm coming out of there with like a crate.
Oh, wow. Of like vegetables.
Yeah.
And you were happy.
No, I'm in heaven. That's like my Chanel, It's like my kitchen at all times. And I think I got this from Chef Ramsay. My kitchen always has an abundance of vegetables. It gets me excited.
Wow.
I always have like.
I'm the opposite. You go in my fridge and it's like, where's the vegetables?
No, this is just outside the refrigerator.
Oh, wow.
We haven't even got into the inside. So yeah, it really turns me on to have lots and lots of fresh produce and vegetables and stuff in my house, because that's where I get creative.
So speaking of creativeness, let's talk about your career.
We're going to heat up some oil while we do that.
Okay.
Again, this is olive oil, so this is going to be a little bit different.
Okay. Now, we've seen you in modeling campaigns. We've seen you in movies and TV shows. Like, I want to know, like, where it all started and, like, how it all started.
Well, I mean, I started off as an athlete. I've been playing softball my whole life. Softball, basketball, track. And originally my goal was just to go get a scholarship and, go to college, play softball, and then maybe like coach for a team or something. And then, it just wasn't, and I was a tomboy. I never wore makeup. I never really paid attention to myself like that. Like I was literally like coming home with bloody knees all the time from playing baseball and skateboarding in the street. So it's just kind of like, it wasn't until people started approaching me at random times in my life, asking me if they could take my picture, if I would be in their hair show, if I would do this and I would do that. And then there was just always such a great response. So, it just was, and that just led to people starting to give me those encouraging words like, have you ever thought about modeling? Girl, you could. And I was a big girl. So, I was.
You mean like you were heavier?
I was a lot heavier.
Really?
Yes, I was a lot heavier.
And this was before, now, when you say bigger, were you like?
I was like a size 12.
Okay, so
I'm a
yeah.
4'6"
And they were
now.
approaching you for modeling at that time.
Yeah,
too.
and it was like, but they didn't know any better. I was in San Diego, California, and so it was just kind of like hair shows and, things like that. And then it wasn't until, I went through took my little pictures to the agencies, and they were like, well, you're cute, but you're too big, you're too fat, whatever. And from then I just kind of like, I didn't give up, but I just was like, screw this. Yeah. So I went, did some, I got a job at Macy's doing makeup. And so I just figured I'd just be a makeup artist. And, that's when someone approached me at my job, and then it just kind of just opened up some doors. And it was just, it's a lot of details, but it was just amazing. My whole career has been amazing because all the stuff that I've done, I never trained for any of this.
You didn't train to be like acting or anything?
No.
Because you've been in a lot of.
Yeah. I mean, I can act, I write music, and I've been validated in all these things. So, I just go with it. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I don't even really think about this shit half the time. I'm just kind of like, if it's something I want to do, I do it.
Now, do you ever go after it, or does it always come to you? Like,
both.
Okay, so there are roles where you've had to audition for?
Oh, yeah. I had to audition for Friday After Next. That was my very first. I did nothing before that.
What was your official breaking role? Was it Friday After Next?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hosted a show on MTV, but that was like a co-host with Dave.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking
about. God, he's going to kill me. The show was called Kidnapped.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Dave Holmes.
Oh, okay.
I was his co-host on that. So, but yeah, it was just things that just kept happening. And then I was working with humongous stars out the gate. It was like Ice Cube, Harrison Ford, Woody Harrelson, The Rock, Michael Clark Duncan. It was getting bigger and bigger, and it was just like, it's been a great ride.
Now, were there any gaps where it was like hard, or was there any point in your career where it got like difficult, or?
I mean, the only thing that made it difficult really were decisions.
What do you mean?
Like, for instance, if you notice, there was a point in my career where things kind of stopped. I fell off a little bit. I used to be represented by one of the top publicists in the game, right? And she had Whitney Houston, Hugh Jackman, huge people. And this was my first experience and with the world of publicity and things like that. Well, she wouldn't let me do any black publicity.
Oh, you mean like any black press?
Press.
Why?
And I got frustrated about that. And I'm paying you $2,500 a month, and that was then.
Yeah.
Wow. And so it was like, and I'm just like, I just was turned off by it, so I left.
Okay.
And it was like this. There was just, I worked with people like. My first agency was a very big agency, and I was bringing in a lot of money, and there were certain people I couldn't get on the phone, And I'm just like, are you serious? Like, I'm not, and I don't know. Like, I was just like, I don't like that.
Yeah. So then you were like, I'm out.
Yeah, and it probably wasn't the best decision, but I was just me. Again, I didn't plan any of this.
Do you think those were good decisions looking back? Or
Oh, no. Well, kind of. One of them, yes.
which one, the publicity one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good decision.
The second,
I'm just like, dang, that sucks because
it wasn't like an ego thing either.
Yeah.
I just felt like it wasn't fair. Like, it wasn't fair. And I'm
so
sitting here.
if a press person came to her and said, hey, I want to book KD for my show or for my magazine, she would turn it down before it got to you, or she would present it and then
ignore it, turn it down. But
Wow.
the thing is like I had record. They gave me a breakdown every month of everything that came in, who called, so I could see this. Like, hey, why? Or you run into people in the street and they're like, hey, we've been trying to get you, we've been trying to get you, we've been trying to get you, and your people keep,
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a thing like that. And
Dang, I didn't even know that. That sucks. But so that was a good decision, you say?
Yeah. I mean, it might not have been, listen.
Yeah. So you think that hindered your career a little bit?
I think it just kind of might have. It makes me, when stuff like that happens in my life, it makes me step back and just put everything in perspective. And usually that's when I do shit like what I just recently did, was I'll go move to another country. Because I've lived in several countries.
Yeah, you packed up and you left.
Yeah, like
you left us.
Girl, I had to get out of here.
So like, what was going on where you were like, that's it, I'm done?
I wasn't done. I just was like,
I'm going on a long vacation?
I just was like, I just want to change the scenery.
Okay.
It was like the industry, Hollywood, the money was starting to get bad. We were getting a new president and I was just starting to feel, I'm a forward thinker, so I can kind of see things before they happen. And in my mind, according to me. And so I just felt like, I was like, yo, this shit is getting crazy over here.
Was there like a pivotal point in your career where you were like taking off? Like, was there one particular thing that like tipped it?
There was a bunch of things. You figure like I was like modeling, and then from the modeling was commercials, and then from commercials it was like the TV show, and then from the TV show it was the movies, and then from the movies it was like bigger campaigns. Like everything it's just been amazing. And so when I took that time off and went to France, I'm so glad I did that, because now it's like I was able to step outside of all of this. And I don't watch TV. And then over there, I don't watch TV because I couldn't understand it. I can now because I speak the language, but in the beginning, I couldn't understand it. So, I just was watching through social media and through what my friends were saying, and and it just gave me a different perspective.
How long were you in France?
5 years.
Wow. So what's the next step of this dish?
Well, so the oil's been sitting on here, so I just took it off just so it'll calm down a little bit. Let me see. So when you want to check your oil, you can just grab some of your crumbs and just drop it in there. Oh, it's not too bad. But this is olive oil. You smell it kind of?
Yeah, I smell it.
Yeah.
I smell it. I'm choking up over it.
I love olive oil. I like to put it on my bread. So we're just going to grab one of these, right? And then we're going to just drop it in the eggs. So what happens is you want to just make sure that you've like saturated
it in the egg.
Yeah. Now let me tell you, I just made this recently, right? And I tried something and it kind of worked, but it didn't work. And I'm going to tell you, I minced up some garlic and I put it in the egg. Just because I love garlic. And I just wanted to see how it does. But you have to know, when you cook with garlic cooks fast. When you're frying.
Yeah, I've seen it turns brown.
Yeah, and then it gives a bad smoke flavor and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, this is like your glue, right? The egg is like your glue, just like it is with anything. And then, you don't mind if I use my hands?
Go for it. You can use your hands.
Yeah, and so we're just going to like drop this. Let me just check this oil really fast. There we go. So we're going to just drop this into our breadcrumbs, and then we're just gonna like push it down a little bit just to make sure that it gets on there. And then the skin of the eggplant, you want to like make sure you get that covered. See how you cover the?
Oh, I see, like the outside rim.
Yeah, because it's really tasty when you do it. See how it's starting to look like a chicken breast already?
Yeah, it is. It's looking official.
Just kidding, but yeah.
Can the camera see that or no?
Let me lift it up.
I mean, it looks official. It looks like it could be like chicken parmesan-ish.
Right. See, so it's like, oh,
Yeah.
shit. Right, so that's pretty much what it looks like before you fry it. And then on the sides, you just want to make sure that you cover the skin really, really well. I'm going to just put a little bit more here.
And then I think on the back, no, more.
You think so?
Yeah.
Let's put a little more. It's getting a little messy here. But that's
good.
why a bowl sometimes tends
It's
to work
better,
a little
yeah.
better, just to control it.
Okay, perfect.
And then we're just going to drop it.
Oh, there we go. So how long does this usually have to cook for?
It just depends on, you know, sometimes when you cook on these stoves versus like a the gas stove, you just got to watch it. Okay. You know, it's like
Does it have to get mushy on the inside?
No, it's just it's gonna get kind of firm like a.
Oh, okay, okay. I've never had one, so I don't know what to expect.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, again, this is Sorry, I like to clean up a little bit.
Go for it.
Just so I don't look like a messy cook.
So tell us more about like your upbringing, because I want to get into all the.
Oh, and then make sure your oil is hot, or all your stuff will kind of. It's like frying fish.
Oh, okay.
You want your oil to be nice
all
and hot when you put it in, because if your oil's not hot, all this will fall off.
Oh, all the
stuff that you add, the egg and the breadcrumbs will fall off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so when you're frying fish, frying chicken,
it has to be really hot.
Yeah, you want it to be the oil to be really hot, so that everything stays.
Is it cooking right?
Yeah, it's cooking right. So if this were like the canola oil or the cooking oil, or you just kind of see more of the bubbles and the.
Okay.
This is how you can see olive oil is more heavier than.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna work for sure.
So how was it working with Katt Williams?
It was awesome.
Do you still like talk to him?
Yeah. Katt's awesome. He's a great guy. I think he's very misunderstood, but he's a great guy, and he has a huge heart, and you know, he just does things his way. But Friday After Next was him and I. We were the rookies.
Oh, for that. Oh,
remember everybody had already worked together.
Yeah.
And so we were like the newbies.
Yeah.
So
now, was that one of Katt's first big breaks too, or no? Right. Yeah. Wow. So you guys have been really in the game together.
Yeah, just like Kevin.
Did Katt ever try to shoot his shot at you?
No.
I know that was random. No, I never ever asked those questions, but I'm like, hey, it's Katt Williams.
Right. No. I mean, you know, I think we just were so focused on the mission. You know, it was like, you know, we literally sat and planned out all of our scenes before we did them. And we became so fond of each other that, you know, the director had to literally pull him aside a couple of times to be like, dude, listen, you gotta talk to her like how a little bit more rough.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like the scenes where he's like, don't be sorry, ho, be careful. I was shocked he said that shit, yo. You know what I mean? And like when he yelled at me about the stuff that, if you notice in that scene, I'm standing there because I'm just like, I'm flirting with Ice Cube. But I'm just like, I didn't know what was coming, because half of us don't even say what's on the script in that movie. And so, especially with Mike Epps. But yeah, I mean, some of the stuff that he was saying, I think it kind of shocked me. Because I was like, yo, that's not what we talked about. We didn't plan that.
Did he ever apologize afterwards? Like, look, man,
no, he did. He did.
Okay.
He was like, man, look, you know they own me. This is what they want me to do. And I'm like, no, do it. Go with it. Like,
ooh.
Oh, yeah, this is hot.
Oh, okay, that's hot.
Yeah, but it's fine, because the other side will be nicer, and we won't show this side, because it's just a little.
It's fine.
Yeah. No,
it's eating while broke.
Right. Okay, so then, yeah, that's what happens when you're broke. You don't pay attention.
That's what happens when you talk.
Yeah, see, I normally don't talk like this because I'm really.
I know. Trust me, on this show, this is a constant challenge. Like, people get off there like, talking and cooking.
Talking and cooking.
It's so hard. Whew. It's smoky. It's smoky up in here. Katie's smoking up the kitchen. You have tongs right there.
Oh, that's girl, because it's such a different place.
Yeah, she's over here using
but you know what? I don't
fingers and forks. Trying to be the first.
No, the first
burn victim.
So
For all y'all listeners, our insurance is very questionable. So if she burns herself, we're in a lot of trouble.
oh no, I'm fine. I've burned myself before. I had 3rd-degree burns here.
Oh, nice.
You can't really see it anymore, but sometimes in camera, or there's been a movie or two that I've actually seen it. But I was young when I was you know what? That would have been a great recipe, but it's really fast. So back when I was younger and my parents weren't home and I needed to cook, I was old enough to be home by myself. But there was this one time.
Oh wow, it cooks well. You're gonna burn your fingers.
No, I'm not.
Sorry.
Girl, I do this. This is what I do. Sometimes it's good to put a napkin on here just to absorb the oil.
Oh, here, I got
the plate that you're gonna put your eggplant on when you're finished. That's just
okay.
And then look, see how you push it?
Oh yeah.
And that's how you can tell.
That looks like a real good eggplant.
It's gonna be better when you see the other side.
Okay, before we try this, I need to get some golden stories about your broke days.
Wait, okay, so there was a time when I was at home by myself and I had to make me something to eat, right? So I'm on the phone, and this was back when the phones had the spiral cord connected to it. So someone had told me about this way you can cook. You know those little Spanish frozen burritos?
Oh yeah. You mean the ones you get for like $1?
Well, yeah, or you can get the bag where there's like a couple of them. Yeah, but like the ones, like those.
Yeah.
Rosaritos, there's a Spanish
something
lady.
Like that, yeah. I used to get them when I first moved here.
Right, okay, well you could fry those. Did you fry it?
I would microwave it.
Girl, you could fry those.
I didn't know you could fry. First of all, when I was buying those burritos, I barely knew where the stove was in my house. It was all fast food.
Well, now you guys know you can fry those. I don't know if you've ever had it, but it's really good. And this is gonna be really a bizarre thing, but it's really good. So I was like maybe 13 or something. And I'm on the phone and I'm talking and I'm not paying attention, and I had a saucepan and I put some frying oil in it. And I forgot about it because I'm on the phone. Oh, no. So I'm talking. Yeah. I go in the freezer, grab the frozen burrito. The phone doesn't reach the stove. So I toss it.
Oh, no. And it's frozen. Doesn't that mean splashy?
Splashy.
Oh, snap.
So all that hot grease.
Oh, no. Damn.
See, you can still see.
I see all them burns.
All that hot grease just landed on my hand, and I don't know, I turned into like Michael Jackson or something, because it was like I just started like shaking my hand, and next thing you know, the skin just started hanging.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then
you need to be careful near that stove.
I know, I turned it down. And so then once the skin finished like doing this hanging thing, then it turned into like these,
a boil.
Yeah. So it was a nightmare, but I learned a lot that day.
Yeah,
I learned about.
That was the first time I learned about water and hot oil.
I'm gonna do
it. Was a splash experience. I said, "Oh, water and oil, and they're not friends." Okay.
I'm not really like when it comes to cooking. I really don't cook in a way that most people do, because I'm gonna tell you something that I've done on my YouTube channel. I do it a lot, right? And nobody in my family will let me cook at their house because I cook like this. I like to put stuff on the grill in the oven, in like a barbecue.
Oh, you mean you don't use a pan? You just put it directly, but then when it drips, it drips on the bottom of
I make a drip pan out of foil, and I just kind of fold up the sides.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, we're gonna make another.
That's smart.
I'm gonna tell you, you would be shocked.
But so if you're making like salmon, you put it directly on the.
Yes, and you just make sure you put a little oil on the grill inside.
But how does the salmon not fall apart like through the?
Because you keep the skin on it. Oh, girl, I can make.
Look at you.
You know, I lived in Brazil for a little while.
Do you still upload to your YouTube channel?
Yeah, K.D's World.
K.D's World. So we could find your cooking. Now we still got to make our rounds back to, your career and,
Yeah, see, this is where a bowl comes in handy.
Yeah. You can get the sides, though, still.
No, yeah. And then we have plenty of breadcrumbs.
So, like, what advice would you give to girls trying to get in the game now?
Don't do it.
Really? Why do you say that? No, but there has to be some.
Girl, I don't know what advice I would give. It's a different day and age. The game has changed, man. The game is just different, man. Things are different, It's like now it's just now it's like, I mean, you just got to figure out what your market is. Like when I came in the game, I came in to be a model, a fashion model. Like I wasn't trying to have, it wasn't always sexy, 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 sexy. Now everything is sexy, sexy. It's so it's sexualized that it gives young girls like hardly, it affects their confidence because they might not be born with a certain nose or a certain ass or chest or whatever. So I mean, I don't know. If you want to be an Instagram model, if you want to be a fashion model, if you want to be a runway model, if you want to do commercials, if you want to do movies, comedy, drama, action, you got to just figure out what you want to do. But I always tell people, start off with a commercial agent. If you start off with a commercial agent, that will get you ready and that will let you learn everything you're supposed to learn. You'll make the best money and it's
How do you get a commercial agent though?
You just got to knock on some doors and you got to,
Like what do? They just get you commercials or? I don't want to sound, I'm not from that industry, so I don't know.
No, I totally get that. No, here's the thing, right? With commercials, they're looking for everybody. Old, young, fat, thin, black, white. They need everybody. They need the girl at the bank. They need somebody, the construction worker. They need everything. So you'll learn you'll learn your camera angles. You'll learn, you'll learn so much. And you make a lot of money for that 30-second spot. I don't know how it is now because I came back to America and everything is different. So I'm still trying to get used to this new system here. But, I just would say you got to just figure out what you want, who you want to be. Yeah. Like right now, like I'm at this point in my life now where it's like I'm only accepting comedy roles because I just want to focus more on like I really want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then there's like some action stuff that came up, but I also want to show like my hood side. So
your hood side?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay.
No, it's but yeah, so
Here, we can move this.
It's I'm gonna add some more breadcrumbs to that.
Oh well. I think we could just make these two for now because we're running close on time.
No, yeah, for sure. But
sorry, crew.
No, he's upset. It's no way we can eat. These are pretty. And when you cook this tastes really good with like a pasta.
Or like a marinara sauce?
Yeah, like a marinara sauce or
Oh, here. Do you want these napkins too?
No, I'm gonna put this on your plate.
I can't wait to try Katie's eggplant. I'm gonna wait for you.
And then we're gonna drizzle some salt on there after. Let me just finish this one.
This looks official.
So, I mean, however you eat your eggplant, like macaroni and cheese, your chicken breast, if you want macaroni and cheese, it's just however you want to do it. But once you taste it, you'll see that it's like, you should just try it while it's nice and hot, actually.
So, for girls trying to get in the game right now, obviously there's like all these platforms like Instagram. Do you feel like now that you come back, do casting directors or does anyone say, well, what's your following? Have you had that question yet?
That changed the game a lot too.
Do you feel pressure in that area or no?
You know what? I just got to the point where I was like, if they don't recognize my talent after all the stuff that I've done, then, it's just kind of like,
wow.
It's good, right?
That's really good.
Well,
it actually reminds me of
You want to add some salt to it, or are you good?
We can do a little bit, but
I like to use.
This reminds me of zucchini.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all kind of come from the same family, to be honest. I was on this whole thing where it's like, I like to cook vegetables that like grow in the ground, and then like that's not this, of course.
This is incredible.
It's good, right?
And
I can imagine that with the marinara sauce.
I can see why this would be fake it till you make it, because you could do the marinara with the cheese.
Right.
And this is delicious. And now I learned officially how to make it. Look, I'm supposed to try this. I'm eating it all. That was good. It's great.
I wish I could have done the spaghetti squash with this. You would have really loved it.
This is amazing. I've never had eggplant. Never even seen what it looked like. I don't think I've ever eaten it. Now I have a whole new appreciation for it.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I have so many ways that I can cook this.
Wow.
Yeah.
How often do you eat this dish?
A lot. Well, this dish, once in a while. But, whenever you're making soups and stuff and you just cut up some eggplant and boil it in there, it's going to give your soup like a little texture because this will all disappear.
Okay.
Yeah, if you ever boil one of these, it kind of, it turns into just like, it just makes like a texture.
I feel like I'll stay away from the boiling just because I'm like a don't like. Well, I'm half Jewish, so I don't like matzo ball soup, or like when you go into the restaurants and they'll be like eggplants. Is it eggplant soup they offer? Is that eggplant soup they offer? I think it is, right?
I've never had eggplant. I've had okra soup.
Oh yeah. See, I don't mess with the okras of the world.
I like African food, so I do it.
This is delicious.
I'm so happy you like it, girl.
It
It's
doesn't
hard.
really need
It's
that much
really
salt.
hard to get people to like vegetables.
No, I'm gonna make this at home. I'm trying to lose weight right now.
Oh, perfect.
Trying to lose my
Well, you just need to go get some moringa tea. That'll come off in a week.
What's moringa? Is that the
Moringa?
the poop tea? Does it make it poop?
It's just toxins and waste and things like that.
I love this dish.
I'm
It's
into,
delicious.
Like, herbs and stuff. So
You gonna try it with me? You could turn off the. You want to turn off the stove?
yeah, I never really eat until I'm finished cooking.
All right, finish cooking or cleaning? You're
Cleaning,
cleaning over
sorry.
here.
Cleaning.
Okay, here we go. Okay, well, before we wrap, do you have any other advice that you would like to give, say, young people trying to get in the game besides get a commercial agent, which I never knew existed until you said that?
Yeah, I'm telling you, most people don't even think about that, and it's this is where my OCD kicks in.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I just gotta put a little water on here.
Oh, you really? Oh.
Yeah, it's a thing. But see, when you clean while you cook, you can walk away, and you don't have nothing to come back to.
Yeah, no.
So it's like this weird thing. But yeah, I mean, listen, like, I just tell people, follow your dreams, your passion. You know what I'm saying? And if you're really passionate about it, you'll stick with it.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then you'll try something else. But I never try to feel like there's only one way to do it. I think the people that really end up soaring and being successful are the people that like go through the back door when everybody's going through the front.
Yeah.
Or those people who, I know you guys are doing it that way, but I'm gonna do it this way. And then what happens is the person that's in the position of power, they notice the person that's
going through the different
you know what I'm
way.
saying?
Yeah.
It's just like,
I remember we interviewed like Pitbull once, and he said, if they lock the doors, I'm going through the window. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And now look at where Pitbull's at. So he was on to something.
Yeah, good for him.
Where can we catch you? Like, how can we keep up with everything KD?
Basically, right now is my social media, my Instagram, and I'm really not that active on Twitter. I know I need to. But I'll just be so busy, like, focus on other stuff. Like, social media takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
So my Instagram is, like, one of my favorite spaces, which is the real K.D Aubert. And then my YouTube channel, which is KD's World. And who knows, like, I'm thinking about maybe, like, I'm transitioning back to America. So it's like, I'm learning now, because in France, we don't have a lot of the stuff that you guys, that we have here. I'm talking like I'm not American.
So are you, yeah.
Like, you guys are like, no, but I might do some Twitch or, like.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that video gaming?
Is it?
I thought Twitch was video games.
It's like other stuff,
Oh, it's
right?
other stuff, okay.
Yeah, and so, yeah, like. Just,
So I'm getting all my cues from the video Jared. Shout out to Jared.
who thought I was Kevin Durant?
Who thought I was? We were like, KD's shooting. He was like, what? KD? And I was like, yeah, KD's like
I'm almost
Kevin
6
Durant.
feet, so I'm 5'10".
I should have told him yes, just to see what outfit he would have came in.
I'm gonna try this.
It's delicious. It's perfect. And
This one was a little thicker. I cut it a little thicker, so I'm gonna see what.
now, do you want it as far as texture? Can you make it any texture? Does the texture matter?
With the texture, what, on the inside or the
Yeah,
outside?
on the-
Yeah, some people don't want it. See that? This is. I could have cooked this a little bit longer, but
Okay.
it's still good though.
I like how she did it with the knives. Mine is softer on the inside, just so you know.
Oh, see, I like mine softer.
I love it.
But once you, I mean, like with anything, you kind of have to like start to play around with stuff. Cook it a couple of times.
Since you love cooking so much, have you thought about just doing a cooking show?
I would love to do a cooking show. I feel like the part is I don't measure.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that would
None of the greats do.
Oh, is that how I go? Okay, perfect.
None
Well,
of the
then I'm
greats or
ready.
none of the blacks.
Yeah.
Whichever one.
Yeah. No.
I don't think I've seen anyone come on the show and pull out a measuring cup once or said 1 teaspoon or Nothing like that. It's perfect.
Now, what I do like to do, and my family laughs at me because I put vinegar on I love vinegar. I don't know why. I just feel like lemon and vinegar. You just add a little bit of squeeze of lemon on this, or a little.
I can see lemon. I don't know about the vinegar.
Yeah, vinegar makes everything great, and it cleans your insides, all your womanly parts.
Okay. Okay, we're learning a lot. We're learning a lot about cooking today. Well, I just want to thank you for coming out and feeding me and teaching me everything I need to know about eggplant now that I officially know how to cook it. And you could cook this with eggs and pasta.
Yeah, and even try look, if you just like, for instance, if you just cut it up in sizes like this, right? Cut it in a lot of squares and just add that to your meat. You eat meat?
Yeah, I eat.
Okay.
I eat chicken.
Okay, do you make
seafood.
spaghetti, pasta, ground beef?
Yeah.
Like add this.
I make everything that makes me fat.
Right. Okay. So then add some of this. Okay. Just cut up a lot of squares and add that to your meat. Okay. And just watch how it's going to give it like this really soft texture. Okay. And you're gonna the flavor is. Can you taste Can you just imagine that kind of with like a little bit of a marinara and some.
I can imagine this with marinara. I can imagine. I think if I were to make this again, which I would definitely, I feel like I would try it with a bunch of different things. Like I would try it with breakfast foods. I would try it with pasta sauce. I would try it with spaghetti. I would layer it like it's lasagna.
Right. Yeah. See, that's how I did in that.
Yeah, I would layer it like it's yeah. That's how I do it.
I would do it. I made a video on there that I want to go back and redo it
the whole thing
and change it. I'm so happy you like it.
Guys, this took, just for all our listeners, this took like less than, I'd say 10 minutes to make in real life if we weren't talking through it. And it was really simple and really affordable. Like you're talking less than $5. Eggplant, eggs, seasoning. It's really affordable. It goes a long way. And what's impressive about it is that if you add marinara and
some pasta, rice,
and cheese.
Oh yeah.
You can legit make layered lasagna. Or I think it's definitely passes as the fake it till you make it chicken. Yeah. Perfect name.
Yeah. I'm glad you like it.
I love it. All right, guys. And check out KD at, what is your Instagram?
The Instagram is the real K.D Aubert, or if you type in your favorite actress. And then my YouTube channel is KD's World. KDEEZ World.
KD's World.
Because my world is a pretty awesome place. It's like a lot of butterflies.
Yes. And she's back in America.
Yeah.
Yay. Peace out.
USA.
Yes.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, USA. You're American.